Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and today I want to talk about keeping our kids safe online. Our kids spend more time online than ever between phones and computers and tablets and all the devices. Even our TVs are internet linked. Our kids spend a lot of time online, and keeping them safe is always top of mind. My oldest son is almost 23 years old and he's a software developer now. But when he was just like 1.5 or 2, I remember him being on a computer. Like he climbed up on our desk chair and he's clicking away on our old desktop computer. And I have a picture of it because it was such a strong memory. He clearly had an interest, right? And maybe you've had a moment like that with your kids where they just really liked technology. And then they're spending more and more time on there, and then they start to make friends or talk to people. And you very quickly realize that one, it's hard to control everything. Two, your kids are probably much more tech savvy than you. You become faced with this dilemma of like, do you let your kids have friends or do things online, or do you just control everything and limit it entirely? So it creates this huge dilemma. And so at the time our kids were young, there weren't a lot of tools to protect them, right? There weren't tools to teach them about digital citizenship or cybersecurity or predators or any of that. All that stuff didn't exist. So today I want to tell you about a product that is new for homeschoolers and kind of takes a different approach rather than just block everything from our kids, which is fine. We can do that. This is a tool that helps educate them so that when they encounter junk online, they can recognize it immediately and pivot because they have been trained to recognize danger. So come along with me, and we are going to talk about Hackersjack, which is a really cool online platform for teaching kids how to stay safe online. Okay, so welcome back. I am so excited to tell you about Hackersjack because, as I said, I've never seen anything like it. Hackersjack is a tool, a program, a kind of like a course to empower homeschoolers to navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. Schools use this, and now it's being made available for homeschoolers. It's a curriculum that is designed to teach cyber safety and online well-being. It teaches kids how to be safe now and in the future, and it is grade level appropriate. So I'm going to take you on the back end, and we're going to look at some of the modules that are available. But first, let me show you their website because their website, which you should definitely go visit, kind of lays out their program, their goals, and it's different, and anytime something's different and meets like a felt need, like, oh, I goofed as a parent and this would have really helped me. It's something worth checking out. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Hackersjack website. And if we scroll down here, you can see that their core program is designed to provide cyber safety. And that includes things like threats that can lead to grooming, human trafficking, cyberbullying. It's also designed to teach kids what they need to know about cybersecurity and privacy. So things like malware, phishing attacks, ransomware, cyber hygiene. I mean, have you even heard some of these words? I haven't heard of them, but I have heard of protecting your passwords and phishing. These are all part of cyber hygiene and learning how to protect your valuable data and information. So it teaches kids, grade level appropriate, of course, and then cyber well-being, how to protect themselves and other people's mental health and emotional health while having positive relationships online. kids, especially homeschool kids, are taking more online classes now than ever before. And a lot of times that translates over into friendships that maybe they're gaming together or they're hanging out. So now they're not in a classroom with a teacher who's monitoring, they're just hanging out as friends. And in those spaces, what I've found with my kids and their friends is that's where the cyberbullying happens, right? And for whatever reason, kids get a little intense. They say dumb stuff. They might be harsh or cruel. So this program is designed to kind of help them think some of that through so that they can modify their behavior, whether they're being monitored by an adult or not, which is really, really important. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at their website, I want to show you what a module actually looks like. And when I went, my son is in fifth grade, so I'm going to show you the fifth grade module. I'm going to show you the fifth grade course, and you can see the different modules in there. And here's what I really like about it: you can put your kids in front of this independently, and they can watch the 3 or 4 minute video, and they can learn something. In fact, my son was watching it the other day, and he was like, "Wow, mom, this is really cool. I really like this." And it was about cyberbullying and friendship. The episode he was watching, it's super social kid. And so that was very pertinent because he's very social, but also his social skills tend towards kind of overstepping boundaries. I liked that he could watch that. It was age appropriate. There was nothing in there, no topics that were too mature for a 10-year-old at the fifth grade level. My preference, though, because the videos are so short, is to pull it up and maybe watch it on a phone with your kids or stand there and watch it with them on their computer. Again, it's only a few minutes, very easy to work into like a morning routine, and then talk about what they learned in that little episode. So let's go look at the module for fifth grade. And then I can click over and show you the module for second grade because that's what my daughter's doing. And you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so here we have the dashboard for fifth grade. And you can see that there are 11 modules in here. Each of these have 4 or 5 videos in them. And the topics here in fifth grade include critical thinking, deep fakes, passwords, screen addiction, malware, identifying frauds, phishing, cyberbullying, authentic media and digital ownership, digital identity, and good use of social media. So my son was watching this one yesterday. And so for under cyberbullying, it goes ahead and defines cyberbullying and talks about mean messages and hurtful words and online communication, empathy, and digital respect. So there are and kindness online, emotional impact. We've got all these different topics under cyberbullying, which if you've had a child that's been bullied or if your child is the bully, this can be really helpful, whether they're a bully in real life or just on the computer, because sometimes our kids behave one way in person and then different when they're on the computer. But a lot of the content here, how to treat other people, transfers, whether we're talking about online or in person. So I'm just going to click on this for a second.
Welcome to Module Cyberbullying 2. Grade Level 4 to 6. Mean Messages. Understanding Hurtful Words Online. When we communicate online, our words can have a big impact, just like they do in person.
Okay, so here you can see the type of graphic. This is how all the videos are. And this video is only 1 minute and 38 seconds. So this 1 minute and 38 second video is going to be about the power of hurtful words. And this was the lesson my son was watching when he was like, "This is really helpful, mom." And, as an adult, I know this is true, but sometimes our kids don't really think about things the way we do. And so this is a way to reinforce things you're teaching at home already. So once the lesson is over, once they've watched the video, then below every video, there's 4 questions. They can answer all 4 questions and then proceed to the next video. So answering the questions is totally optional, but it's a good way to either, actually let them take a little quiz, or it's great for talking points. If you have this on your phone and you just want to go over the quiz in person and make sure they comprehended what they learned, this is a great way to do it. Okay, so all of the modules are set up the same way. There's over 100 lessons and each grade level. Now, if I want to go into the second grade module, let me show you, it's a little different. Here, we're learning about how to stay safe and smart online, respect people's privacy, our digital footprint and identity, being kind and brave online. So here you got the same interpersonal conversation, but now we're not talking about cyberbullying. First, we're talking about being kind and brave because this is for second grade. We've got critical thinking and creating, my online world, communities, and safety. So you've got um, less modules here, but more lessons in each. So, in addition to all of the Hackersjack lessons being online in the course, they also offer some extra resources that a parent can use to create a more substantial lesson or teach in a classroom. Okay, so let me show you the resources page here on Hackersjack. I've selected grade 5 because that's what grade my son is in. And now I'm going to select the module. We've already talked about cyberbullying, so let me pull that up. And here you can see that there are extra resources that go with cyberbullying. So here you can see the PDF that goes along with the mean messages lesson. My son was able to watch the video. And then if I wanted, I could come over here and I could add extra content to that lesson. There's extra ideas for things for us to talk about. Or if I was teaching this in a homeschool group or in another classroom, there are a lot of extra activities in here that would make it easy for me to build out a more substantial lesson. But this is something new, something different, and it's designed to help your kids be smart online. And the funny thing is, we spend a lot of time teaching our kids when they're young too. Don't talk to strangers, don't run in the street, don't do these dangerous things that will hurt you, right? We don't want them. But like then we give them a device and that stranger comes right into your house. Like you could have a stranger on the other end of that device. The statistics around cyber safety and security for our kids are kind of frightening. Did you know that 97% of kids get zero comprehensive digital safety education? So maybe we're talking to our kids about using filters, but we haven't taught them about how to talk to people they meet on the computer. Like, hey, don't share your full name, don't share the city you live in, things like that. There's so many different components of staying safe online. And honestly, a lot of this gets put on our radar once a mistake has been made or once somebody's safety has been compromised. A few years ago, our bank account, our bank accounts were hacked. We have a lot of kids, so we had 15 accounts and everything was compromised. We had to shut everything down in one day and then start all over again in one day. And we learned a lot from that experience, right? Like things that were not on our radar before suddenly were on our radar. So 97% of kids don't get a comprehensive digital safety education. And 37% of kids have experienced cyberbullying. So learning how to handle online relationships is something that 37% of kids could really have benefited from. 1 in 7 are contacted by an online predator. That was really surprising to me. 1 in 7. I could tell you stories about my own kids where that has happened. So I know it's true, but like when you hear it, it's so common. And millions have their personal data and sensitive information exposed every year. I mean, we hear about passwords being exposed like in the media. That happens to our kids too. And kids are more likely to use the same password or the same username in different places. So that makes them more vulnerable. Anyway, so if any of this is resonating with you, if you have a student where you're like, gosh, I need to do a better job of keeping them safe, or I really wish that they knew more, right? That we didn't have to go through the process of making mistakes to learn to make better choices online. If any of that sounds like you, then I want to encourage you, go check out Hackersjack, look through their website, see if it's a good fit for your family. They have plans for one family or one child, two children, three. So they have different packaging depending on the number of children you want to use this program. And as I said, I think it's a great tool as a parent to be able to watch the video with them, take a couple minutes, and then you have something to talk about. This would be great in the car too. You hand them their phone, you can watch it, and you're sitting there and you can have this conversation that's at their age level. It's not too intense, things like that. And you're building a foundation of education, but also a foundation of trust. Because with our kids, when a lot of this happened, yeah, things happened, but we had built a foundation of trust. And so when things happened, they actually came and told us, and the situations stopped rather than them hiding it, which is what you want to happen. And this course provides a great way to have those really meaningful conversations with your kids. So, thank you so much for sticking with me and learning about Hackersjack. I want to encourage you to jump over to their website, homeschooling.hackersjack.com, and I'll have the links below. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for stopping by and have a great day.